loving God and loving others as you would want to be loved, like that's the greatest command. But not all love is created equal. And our society wants to sell us that it is. It would be like if I said, hey, I'm really, really thirsty and I need something to drink. And so you said, well, we got a lot of water in the garage, and you take out these jugs of water, and you're like, hey, how much would you like? And depending on how thirsty I am, I might say, I'll pass. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm thirsty, I need water, but I don't think that's the water I'm looking for. And so in culture, just as people say love is love, it's really important for us to know that love is not love in the sense that it's not all created equal. Just like water is not created equal. In fact, if I gave you the choice between these two glasses of water, which one would you choose? Now, if you're a psychopath, you'll choose the one on the right, okay? But if you're a normal human being that values your life, you'll know that there are parasites in this water most likely that will steal life from you. It will not add to your life, it'll actually subtract from it. And so it's a very loving thing for us to understand that, listen, not all love is created equal. That you don't love your mom as much as you love pizza, hopefully. And so there are levels to love, and there are types of love. And the love that's being sold in culture is not true love. It is selfish, it is self-centered, not others-centered, not Christ-centered. And so he says, I want you to love, and I want love to abound. The word love here, you're familiar with it. I'm sure it's agape. It's the root of agapao, which we studied a couple weeks ago. It's to cherish and to be passionate about. But it means to sacrifice oneself in order to show affection. It's an others-focused love, an others-centered service. And so all of us are called to love, but we're called to love not from our own instincts, from our own fleshly, selfish motives. We're called to love like Christ loved, a sacrificial love. And when I got married, I told Danielle that I loved her, but I lied because I didn't know what love was. I'm not proud of that. I'm not saying I did that on purpose. I'm saying, like, when I told my wife when we first got married, we got married in 2006, and we moved into an apartment. You ask, how did I pick that apartment? Well, I'm going to show you how. This was 20th Westwood Apartments, okay? So here's the apartment, here's In-N-Out. Here's the apartment, here's In-N-Out. I mean, it's right there. It was just like, you got to make some spiritual decisions sometimes, and that was just, hey, that wasn't my only criteria, but it was like, hey, that sold the deal. But we moved in that apartment, and I want to say that there were a lot of things that I struggled with because I was trying to love her like I wanted to be loved. And really, I was trying to love her because I wanted something from her, or I felt like I needed something from her. And what I was giving to her was not love. It was a selfish motive. Until I found this verse in 1 Thessalonians 3 and verse 12. How many of you know God can change you better than your spouse can? Okay, how many of you know that? Like, God does a better job of kind of showing us what we need. And in verse 12 it says, the Lord make you to increase and abound in love toward one another. The Lord is the one that increases it. I can't be the one to increase my level of love. Listen, it's not about capacity. Skip Heitzig said it this way. God's given you an unlimited capacity to love. He has made you to love. It's not whether or not you can, it's whether or not you will. It's whether or not you're willing to sacrifice. It's whether or not, as Skip says, you're either going to allow your actions to follow your feelings, or you're going to allow your feelings to follow the truth.